laid-out streets. Come to find, after they had settled this beautiful little town, the ore was what they called rebellious ore. A lot of gold, but it cost more to extract it than what it was worth to get it. And so after these nicely laid out towns, and pretty little town, and businesses cropped up, in about 2 years they were all gone. People packed up and left. Mark Twain once visited and said it was the nicest little town that was never inhabited. The most picturesque thing you'd ever seen, and no one ever really enjoyed it. Henry Hartley did not believe that Meadow Lake, Excelsior, Summit City would never rise again, and so he stayed on, and he became a hermit. And so he staked his first claim, I think, in 1862. The boom was 1865. Freight routes were still coming through here. There was some commerce. Most of the people finally left. They just abandoned their buildings, the hotels, the stock exchanges, the bars, the saloons. The city just became a ghost town. And Henry Hartley would not leave. And he lived here as a hermit into the 1890s, and he died. In the meantime, he had imported a bride, came here with a lover straight on her coattails. He died under mysterious conditions. They think he might have been poisoned. They actually exhumed his body and tried to figure out if he had been poisoned to death. But the fact that he would not give up on Meadow Lake, we call him the hermit of Meadow Lake, or the hermit of Excelsior. He's buried up on the Pioneer Cemetery around the lake where we normally used to spend our time here. And so we pay homage to him. We pay homage to the forefathers and mothers of Meadow Lake. And later on we'll have a town election of city officials for what would have been the Meadow Lake constituency. You have to remember also that by fluke, there are lots of people in here this weekend and next weekend, but there would be even more if the Department of Transportation in the state of California had their way. This was a proposed route for what is now Highway 80. Highway 40 used to be, what is now Highway 80 used to be Highway 40. And there were a lot of people in the early 50s who proposed the Henness Pass Trail as an easier, more gentler route through the Sierra. And like I said, originally the route was a freight route from Marysville to Verdi, Nevada. And I think for the 5th or 10th trek of the Henness Pass Highway Association, some sturdy members actually took the whole trek from Marysville in 4 bangers that only went 45 miles an hour, all the way from Marysville through the route you came today, and then out and all the way into Verdi, Nevada, where they pretty much collapsed in the 100+ degree heat. They decided they wouldn't do that again for a while. Something we might want to revisit. But there was a contingency of business people that thought that making the Trans-Sierra route come this way, as opposed to 80, would be much more cost efficient, less blasting, a much gentler grade. And the businesses that were along what was then Highway 40 raised an uproar because they felt that the highway would pass them up and there'd be nothing left for them. And there was something of a coalition that banded against that. So we do have the Henness Pass Highway route assured for us to be kind of a backcountry route when Highway 80 does its thing. But we need to remember that there were, what, five or seven Jeeps on that first trek that decided to trace the old freight route in '53. Within a few years, Jeepers being Jeepers, they talked to a few friends who talked to a few friends, and there were more and more Jeepers coming on the trek. So this has been a valid organization since 1953. We hope to keep it going into the future. Things have changed, yes. There was once a time when we came into Meadow Lake and we pretty much knew we were the only people who've been in Meadow Lake from August to August. With maybe a few hundred or a few Jeepers in between. Things have changed drastically. The group may need to change somewhat in the future. We may need to move location to not coincide with other Jeep treks, but
and are expecting 3,000?
They're expecting 3,000 people. The most
next weekend.
This group has been, I'm thinking like 125 maybe? Like, yeah.
And I think that was the year after the video. There is a video.
There is a documentary that was, for those of you who are newer to this, there was a video that was made by Channel 13, Sacramento Channel, in '73. It was the year I had chicken pox, so I wasn't there. That's why I'm not in it. It was a documentary done by a local television station. It's very 70s, very cool. It was always a tradition that we showed a real movie version of this up here. And then it got dumped in the dirt too many times and could not be restored. I actually have some videos if anyone's interested. I think I still have a couple video cassettes. But we are working on getting it translated to DVD and with the new technology into a DVD projection thing that we can show up here. Because it's a lot of history, and a lot of the people that you heard talked about in our moment of silence, our original wagon master, Moscow Smart, plays a key role in that, and a lot of our kind of founding fathers and mothers. And it's a cool look back in time. And for those of us who've been going on this for a long time, this is like a family reunion. I see you people once a year, and it's a special thing. So, 53 years, we hope we go another 53 at least. Maybe not in this location, but we'll make do wherever. And with that, I pass it on to Vanna and the Gold Nugget people here.